We didn't coordinate this, but welcome back. It is time for the D1 and 2 semifinals. We have the D2 Purdue Esports up against the D1 Illini Esports. I'm here with not piercing. It's this way still, not piercing. Sejorder Kai, welcome to the
Hi.
stream.
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me in. I was observing on the camera earlier
He
and caught a
was.
lot of that match. In fact, I caught most of it, not all the kills, but that's okay. You know, you live and you learn a little bit. It was quite a chaotic matchup between the last two teams that we had on the broadcast. And I'm looking forward to more of that kind of chaos, but with higher quality, maybe even higher stakes, because this is that Division 1 and 2 team going through these semifinals and to see who really is the best of the best in the Midwest.
Ooh.
Illini against Purdue Gold. What are you thinking, Kimchi? How do you feel about this matchup tonight?
I've casted the Illini, and it was a while ago. It was early season, honestly, and it was against some of the lower tier two teams. But speaking of the Illini, we got Gunner, Rudy, Nanovirus. I'm not doing the full scream yet, and Rennie. And these kills are low. Hold on, this feels a bit mysterious.
This could be a team with a
Many subs,
yeah,
many subs.
we're being told that they have been had multiple subs, and that makes a lot of sense when you look at the kill spread. Obviously, if you have a 10 plus game season, including qualifiers, and now including the matches that you've taken getting into this match, you're not going to have numbers these low. But I think that means that Illini has a rather deep pool of players to pull from, and I'm very excited to see how these players, despite having lower overall stats across the board, can contribute to this match, along with their opponents in the form of Purdue Gold.
Speaking of, crunchy pictures. But we got Quick Cape, Nate, Wrath, Yellow with 1L, and Natural. These are some good kill numbers. Very spread out, very nice and clean. Most of the players nearing that 50 mark, at least 45 is a pretty good SPR to have, especially when three of your players are above 50. This team is looking pretty solid right now.
They are indeed. You have Quick Cape with nearly a 60 Siege player rating across all the matches that they've played so far at nearly 180 kills. I mean, that's a pretty impressive record to maintain. And with the rest of the team also achieving triple digits, it does look a little more intimidating when you compare them to Illini. But again, this it all will be played not on paper, not in sort of stat boards. It'll be played in the server when we get jumping into that match. And here's the
Oh,
head-to-head for some of these top players as well. Against Quick Cape. With a KD of 112 to 52, it's a little bit lower than what Quick Cape has, but when you compare them overall, the KD kind of evens out comparatively. And that actually gives it's such a hard name to cast, but that gives a higher SPR overall, but just ever so slightly. And you can see both these players coming in for 1 kill per round as well. Both of them definitely the key players to watch in this head-to-head matchup this evening.
and that brings us to our player over time, which is Scream. 9-point improvement from spring to fall. That's a big number, not gonna lie. Holy cow, just giant improvement. Survival rating doubles. This is a very large and sudden improvement over a handful of months, honestly. And I'm hoping seems like he's one of the players who played about half the season. So those are pretty solid numbers even for a half season.
The thing that I'm most impressed by as well is that that's a massive improvement over a series of months, but also while still being in the top division. Like this is not just,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
we went and we stomped a lower division. Now, Quick Cape, on the other hand, doesn't have stats that spread out quite as much. We haven't seen this player in the spring of this year, but maybe in the spring of next year, depending on how things go for Purdue Gold. And I expect with stats like that, you'll probably want to keep this player
Oh,
around. Nearly 1 kill per round, a 1.7 KDR, not at all a slouch in the server. We'll go ahead and take it into our next category as well, which we
it's the
get to look at our
maps.
maps. We get Cafe. We
No.
have that one map buffer before we get to your favorite Kimchi and Night
Ah,
Haven Labs yet
throwing
again.
bricks.
I mean, this map, a lot of teams seem to enjoy this as kind of a decider, a map that almost replaces Oregon, I feel, in
I miss
testing
Oregon.
your fundamentals, but it's a larger map. It's one that takes a lot more execution, a lot more precision to get right because one slip up can cost you so much time on labs. But we're going to Cafe first. How do you feel about Cafe, Kimchi?
It is honestly one of my favorite maps to watch and to play. It is such a fun map to play, and it creates such interesting dynamics. And one of the players, or well, the player to watch is Wrath, putting up similar numbers, honestly, to oh, why can't I remember his name? To Mr. Epic. No,
Oh.
to Mr. Epic on Clubhouse. Like these are very comparable numbers, and again, coin flip odds. I didn't mention earlier, but like having a player that's coin flip odds to survive a round is such a huge advantage when it comes down to those nitty gritty plays, especially when they have a 2 KD on the map.
That they do. I'm wondering, is this the same Wrath? Am I remembering correctly that played for Rev and E Club, or am I getting names mixed up? Someone will have to fact check me on that because this player does look familiar to me, all things considered. But oh, looks like our game has crashed, so we're gonna have to
Oh,
reset up the lobby and get everything going here again. But that's okay. In the meantime, we can waffle a little
brutal.
bit about these two teams. Both of them absolute titans of Division One, getting down to the semifinals. And I think that no matter what result we get here today, the end the end result realistically is going to be that one of these teams is going to be still third or fourth. Like to be third or fourth overall in Division One and Two of the Midwest R6 after doing qualifier matches and getting your way through the regular season, that is an impressive streak to hold. And when you consider all those elements coming together, I think that we're going to see some really good siege here tonight because both of these teams absolutely deserve to be here at the top. And I want to see why they deserve to be on a map that says chaotic as Cafe can be.
I want to talk about records because I like narratives of undefeated teams. Because Purdue,
Oh, yeah.
undefeated in D2, they go up against Ferris, the second place in D1, who only lost to Akron, who are equally undefeated as Purdue, and they win. They swept them. It wasn't, I mean, it was probably a competition in the maps, but if you just look at match score, it's over. Easy, done and dusted. So, the only two teams Illini have lost to are Akron and Ferris, the two teams who also equally basically only lost to the teams above them. D1 was a very the only team. It's actually every team won one less than the team above them because of course, why not? But they beat the better D1 team theoretically.
Yeah, like
So
the kind of cascading standings. And we casted Ferris State a few times this season, and they've looked very impressive. They looked like I think that Ferris, as well as a team, they look like they have a lot of fun with it. And that's also a lot of really interesting to see compared to, and not that every other team doesn't have fun, but you don't think about when someone is so clinical, when a team is so clinical in their execution, that they're also kind of goofing off behind the scenes. And that's been really fun to watch from them, but also something that maybe we can see that kind of camaraderie even coming out from these teams, which we'll figure out in the interviews. We'll figure out from how they play and everything. We saw even in the last match for SIU against what was it, MSU Green, when they were going back and forth in the text chat, betting V-Bucks for
the
each other and everything.
V-Bucks.
Like that was a pretty, it's stuff like that that makes a lot of these competitive matches really fun to watch. And I think I'm trying to think through the maps as I have them written down here. We have Cafe, of course, as the starter, and then we have Labs, the one that always haunts your nightmares, Kimchi, and then you have Consulate at the very end, which is a strange decider map to me because when you think of maps that teams are generally comfortable on navigating the map towards, you think of things like Labs, or you think of Clubhouse, which is a map that very much tests your fundamentals. You don't really think of Consulate because Consulate has been a map that has been straightforwardly ignored even in the professional levels. I think in the Brazil League, this last stage, I'd have to double check my sources on this, but Consulate was the most banned map in the Brazil League. Brazil hated Consulate. And I don't know why I know specifically Brazil. It's just because I happened to be watching it and kept track of it because Brazil was probably the best league in in Pro League. But Consulate's not a favored map, generally speaking, until it comes to these tournament placements where it is going to be clearly favored by a team. So if we do end up going to a map 3, I'm very curious to see who wins that one and why they were able to win that one, if they were even prepared for it, if console was maybe a surprise to them at the end of the day.
Uh, based on what the maps, or based on map records, it looks like it's the map they're the most fine with letting through. Purdue, 3 games, 3 games on Consulate, 2 wins at a 17-3 round score.
It's
For
pretty impressive.
Illini, 1 game, 7-3 on Consulate. So it's usually when it comes to the last map, the decider is not the map that one team is the best at or one team is the worst at. It's usually the map that they're fine with playing on if push comes to shove. Cafe fight, holy cow. 1 game for the Illini, 7-1 win. 5 for Purdue, 35-16.
I mean, that's still 35-16.
They won
for
every
them.
game
They've won every game
without
with an average
overtime.
of like 3 to 4 losses per game. Yeah, not even a single
Yeah.
overtime, if my math is correct. Just depending on the match they played. And that's possible that some of those were like 7-1 wins as well. So it's a very domineering map for both teams, really, when it comes down to it. We've been trying to stall to see if we can get ourselves back into the game, but it looks like we're going to still have some technical issues. So we're going to go to a break before we, until we can figure out what's going on behind the scenes and hopefully have the matchup for you guys real soon.
Anything, but I can blame it on nice.
One Raptors on me.
After that. My dad.
Dash door, geez. Condor, on condor.
And then
What's going up, man?
Bathroom. Bandit.
Nice.
Bandit in bathroom. Bandit up.
Logic
He's been up
Nice.
playing.
Nice.
Logic
connector.
connector.
Nice.
Here, one's here. Buck below.
That-
Pointing him.
They open.
He's holding you, Logan.
Said.
Dying to fire.
down another one.
Above
Logan.
us. Above us. He's still high west. My ace. My fucking ace.
Nice, Logan.
But how close does she know and does finally catch him out? This is a can she do all the way downstairs with a health disadvantage and with those drone holes, reserve gonna be with one to save.
My thumbs are.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back. Okay, so we figured out what the issue was. We'll be jumping right into game very, very shortly. It was just some crashing issues with the way that the full screen was working. You know, Rainbow Six is a perfect game that is developed by only the greatest minds in the universe, software developers. I'm sure that they don't want their game to fail, but by golly, by gosh, sometimes these things are a little bit. Oh, are there?
I'm assuming did they go through them already, and then they're just like, okay, just honor system. Yeah, don't pick those ops. That honestly, with how the games have gone, with how the crashing has gone, honestly, I would be sick of doing the bans as well.
Interesting. Well, I mean, it is third floor defense, pretty standard stuff that you see on Cafe as well. And it looks like it's already a 1-0 result, so I think we just lost our spectator and then jumped back in. So I don't know exactly what's going
I'm assuming
on.
it was.
I mean, they're just running it. I think Fang
Yeah.
had our observer had crashed, but the game went on and Purdue picked up the first round, which was not on the third floor. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to play this site. And so now it is a third floor defense. Purdue Gold 1-0 up. Pretty standard setup as well with the Mira and the Mute Mozzie combo coming back from a number of years ago. I don't remember back in the day, like
Oh,
I think
yes.
4 years ago when Mute Mozzie was a thing where everyone was
Was it
just
ever
denying
meta?
intel. Yeah, it was.
What?
Oh yeah, and then you sometimes bring a vigil as well if you really wanted to deny intel.
I was just-
Like nobody could get drones in whatsoever.
I'm a mute main, so I was always just a big fan of just making Mozzie's life a little easy. Oh, what is? Didn't get the shot on the hand, but they know exactly that someone's there. They don't know who. It's just kind of in a tough position right now. So those 2 barricades keeping them nice and comfy. That is a drone. They're gonna spot him out. Oh, it's Blackbeard. We didn't even get to, we didn't even get to talk about Blackbeard. There goes Yellow, already taking out first blood of the round. Yeah, good luck taking out that Blackbeard, buddy. It ain't gonna happen. This quick cape going to pull back the advantage, and Gunner just gonna immediately snatch it right back for UIUC. Just no real pressure on the site from the Illini. They don't really seem to need it, as they already have an advantage built up for themselves here. They've only lost a Brava for it.
This is usually how Cafe is played. It's played like old Consulate was. Well, maybe even current Consulate, some people might argue, where you just hang around on the windows and try to get these picks. You pick up the player who's playing Pixel, and then, but a C4. Wrath makes his name known. Gunner's name up in lights. It's thrown up there by a C4. Masterfully thrown as Purdue Gold now tie things up despite the attacker advantage. Sure, they might have gotten the advantage from hanging on those windows, but as soon as you enter into the map, that's where the real danger lies.
So many C4 kills today, is now pushing onto the site. Just using that little very strong shield with 4 breach charges tied to it, because why not? To just start gaining space. Just gonna unload a little bit. See if someone's hiding behind the desk. As he's getting fired at by somebody. He's gonna break the mirror shield now. He's gonna continue to push forwards. The amount of drop back they have to just respect, because he's running at them with an indestructible shield. With only a breakable faceplate, that's a lot of health. This operator's a bit of a problem now. Gonna take about half his health, but he's gonna be able to pull it back. It's 1 for 1. Wrath takes down Rudy. Will fall to natural. It's 2v1. It's all on Nanovirus right now. It's about one person's health worth, but he's gonna have to find a real good angle, and Wrath is gonna take down Nano. It's 2-0 for Purdue Gold.
A great start for things. I mean, yeah, even though Illini got their first initial picks, I think that they fell apart in the setup that Purdue Gold had ready for them. Once the information ran dry and once everything else kind of collapsed around them, Illini were left a little bit directionless, and it felt like they were kind of walking into the guns of Purdue Gold, and Purdue Gold were more than happy to sit back and take them at the positions that they were. You saw that we even had the player playing mute. I think it was Wrath was the mute on the white stairs, who collected the player who's walking down White Hall from Pixel, and that gives them their second round. And I think that a lot of that is off the back of just playing we were talking about stats in the pregame for this, right? And we know that both of these teams are very comfortable on this, but Purdue Gold is especially comfortable on this map, and they are already showing it in dividends. Not like, oh, you know, these rounds could be going close, or oh, it's only 2 rounds in. With that one round that we've seen as well, it's already looking like Purdue is the more comfortable team, right, to lead this one ahead, despite it being Illini's map pick. Now, that has happened before. We saw a couple of weeks ago Kansas State against, I believe it was Illinois State, not Illini, who the first map was Cafe, went the other team's way, and then Illinois went back and swept it back to then win 2-1. So Cafe is always this kind of map that's a bit of a toss-up for me in my mind because of the results that we had so far. It's also taken half health from something, an impact nade, maybe, who knows really. I think Quick Cape might be the first one who is getting damage onto that player, that Blackbeard, 2 rounds in a row, not showing a whole ton of effect aside from 1 kill that we had repelled out. And as it stands now, some blows have been traded, but thankfully, well, as I say, that Quick Cape makes his name known. Gunner's head removed. And this time, Purdue Gold holds the man advantage.
Name known, head gone. Perfect.
Oh!
Quick Cape with the quick trigger right there, and it's going to be a second head collected for him, and he's just getting around him for any drones in case of emergency. But this 5v3, this Solus has been a thorn in the side of Illinois already, which is saying something because we're in the 3rd round, and it's, I think, the first time Solus has been played. Oh, this nade is just waiting. We're going to push forwards. He wants this wraparound so badly. They're covering. They know someone's on the stairs, and this is a bad time to swing, as there's 3 people here ready for him to go, and he's just going to start dropping back. He's going to find one. Are you kidding me? The double team's not gonna work. Ah, we'll finally take down Wrath in the name of in the battle of the screaming names. Natural gonna clean up the other one though. Ah, going to find himself in a dire 3v1. Going to get one, gonna get a second on the bottom of the stairs. Still has to clink 2 more heads, but he is making it look real simple for himself here. Needs to get the lunchbox right now. Doesn't know where the remaining 2 defenders are. We can see that Yellow's starting to wrap around here. He's in the kitchen. He's trying to use this peek hole, this giant hole in the wall. Not even a peek hole at that point. C4 out. Going to land the stairs. Grief the shield. And Yellow's going to pick up another round for Purdue gold. It's a 3-0 to start this one. And timeout taken by the University of Illinois.
I'm surprised that that the Blackbeard actually had that much impact, and I was also surprised to see how quick that gun deploys. I've not had a whole lot of time to actually get my hands on the rework since it's released recently, and that looks, that
dangerous.
looks pretty insane. I mean, Nate couldn't really do much against the Blackbeard walking down those red stairs when he had the shield deployed and ready. He was just, all right, I have the shield out. Boom, here's my rifle. Head removed. What do you do with a shotgun at that range? You don't really do a whole lot, especially when you consider Blackbeard's weapons have, even though they have relatively low rate of fire, they have really high damage rates when they actually do land shots, whether that's body or, of course, a headshot to remove you immediately, like happened in that round. So even though it was a 1v2, it's a very scary 1v2 considering the potency that the operator of Blackbeard can bring now with his revamped gadget here. But then again, Illini not using it to its full effect, or possibly not finding the right places to put this operator in, because of course you get some kills, but it's impact the skills. Purdue Gold does take the round differential 3-0. Site will now go into reading room and fireplace. I think this was the site that was won the first round that we didn't quite see because of the observer crash.
Thanks, R6. Thanks, UB. Love you too.
And of course, you see an extended roam onto it. That's just what you normally have happen with these kind of
what is this
second floor
comp
defense.
What is this UI comp? What? Lion Glass Buck Blitz Brava? Huh?
You just want a little bit of everything. It's kind of
Make
like
it work,
the
honestly.
buffet.
Make it work, UI, I believe. I want to be converted to a believer.
The glass is interesting.
I
For sure.
don't know why anyone picks Glass.
So glass you sometimes see on Chalet.
I mean, usually it's not this kind of. Usually you see him on Chalet, you see him on Night Haven. You usually just see him for when you need to smoke off an entire room.
Yeah. Or like, IT room or snowmobiles. Yeah, it is an interesting operator pick because the utility is very selfish. And its best use case scenarios are rather specific. So I am interested to see what kind of utility they can break out here. They do seem to have a bit of a lateral push in mind here. Gunner standing at one of the doorways, jumps straight into mining. It's the blitz. No fender really to slow him down. The catch by Ryan. The pistol goes out. Yellow has been whipped to death. P12 claims his life. 5-4 man advantage for UIUC after a very quick execute. But now they have to follow up on that. They have to make sure that everything else is safe and right for them. And one of the things that could be a thorn in their side is that Hulk that's sitting on the stairs. He could go downstairs to even play a C4 from below. Quick Cape Eve is the man count as well. Nano is the next one to fall. No more Brava drones. 0-4 for the player so far. Not a great
Where is
opening
the
for
shot?
rounds. Quick Cape is shooting through the floor. That is.
What is
Yeah,
going
Quick
on?
Cape is upstairs, I think, in
I was
pallets.
assuming that's a. Yeah, I was gonna assume it was a vertical from the 3rd floor, or 2nd floor, 3rd floor.
3rd floor, yeah.
I always get confused with how floor counts work. Even if
Because sometimes it's like basement, 1st and 2nd, like on Clubhouse. Or no, I totally understand.
It's just weird. That's. Oh, that was a bullet. That looks so weird with the reticle. Oh, Wrath gonna just take someone out with the machine gun. That thing is basically a machine gun. Come on. Don't even call it a sub. Don't call it a sub. It just is. The mirror's just getting run at by a blitz right now. Don't think the blitz is gonna do much, but you have a glass crossfire, and Gunner's gonna steal the kill with the pistol. 3v2 right now. and they pretty much only control train room. That is it. They have no control anywhere. They have no vert control right now. You have a sniper rifle and a pistol. So this is not the best situation to be stuck in close quarters with.
Sounds like a Jet player in Valorant, but that's the wrong game.
They know.
Pushing up into Reading Hallway. They know there's someone sitting inside a laundry right now. But Gunner has to take the plant in here and has also been
Spray.
Oh, good swing from that's the PMM coming into handy. You don't need the regular DMR when the pocket DMR will do just fine. You only have Natural who's in the 90 hallway now, pushing up into Reading Hall.
He doesn't know.
And the plant's gonna go down, a pistol goes out.
Wrong corner.
No, the wrong corner.
User goes down. He doesn't know. He has to reload. There's no blitz here right now. It's just Glaz finishing off Gunner right there. Sees the feed, and he's gonna take the shot. Call him Jackal, and it's gonna be the Illini taking their first round of the match.
Call him Jackal the way that
Foot
looking
finder.
for feet. Yeah, exactly.
Yup. Feet finder.
I got you. I took that alley-oop and I
Yeah.
scored a touchdown. My sport terminology outside of soccer is limited, and that is what I'm sticking to.
That was exactly what you do. That's exactly. You throw the alley-oop and you hit a home run or something.
Something along those lines. Anyway, a very strange round though for Illini. Would you agree?
How did they win that?
Right, because when you're down to your last couple of operators, you don't have a whole lot of utility left. You have a smoke, I think, in the pocket of the blitz to block off the doorway, but the entire floor, there are feet holes shot out along the floor in the reading room hallway as you normally have. But instead, I think what ends up happening there is that Purdue Gold sets themselves in a couple of more predictable locations that Illini happen to guess the 50-50 right on. So you have the player sitting inside of laundry in the corners, the Malusi, that Glaz swings on, and Glaz is like, okay, I'll just pump a couple of shots with the PMM, and you get the kill somehow. You get these isolated 1v1s, and that's where Blitz excels for sure. But it's not something that you're expecting to have happen in a round like that. It is surprising to have that happen, but you know, a deserved round for Illini anyway, getting
100%, yeah.
and everything. Even having Glaz effective, like you can see the feet clear as day, those bananas sticking out from the bottom of the holes that the defenders are making.
The banana boats are visible from space with that thing.
The banana boats, that is crazy.
Yeah, that's, what do you call it? It's what you call yellow cleats in baseball. You call them banana boats. I don't know if it's in other sports, but I just remember call yellow cleats banana boats because that's hilarious. So that's 2 castles down now, right? As well.
I believe so.
Unrelated to the banana boats.
2 nades down as well, though. So they have any frag grenades left for the rest of this round? Not like they particularly
They use both of them to destroy the thing, yeah.
But
there's no Mira, so yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a necessary tool here. It's always nice to have, but they use them effectively to pretty much save themselves breaches, which is fine, honestly. Especially opening up these super long angles if they can just get a little bit more wall destruction down for this Blackbeard. Incredible position to have, just him sniping from half the map away.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Azami was banned as well.
I always go out on a limb and say, that's not even going out on a limb, that's just saying the status quo at this point.
Right. You've just gone for the tree stump. You're not even going on a limb.
I don't think Azami has been. I can count the amount of games Azami's been let through on one hand, probably. Rudy gonna fall to quick cape here. It's a very late first kill, as we're already down to the final minute, and UIUC are just posturing right now. Like, they have no real angle to get into the fight. They pretty much need to hope for a lucky shot right now, as here comes the entry. Oh, and shield. Doesn't matter. 1 for 1 right now. Wrath and Nanovirus. We've seen so many just trade, like actual trade kills between players because bullet travel. It's so weird.
Very fascinating, like how fast that shield also deploys off.
Why
of
does
the
it
hell.
deploy almost immediately? Yeah, there was maybe like a quarter of a second there. C4 goes out. Yeah, that's one way to get rid of the shield, I guess. 4v2 now for Purdue.
And quarter sec deploy time, but no more seconds left in the lives of Gunner now.
And Knife is
Rennie also died.
Man, this is a Yeah, there's a reason this team entered today with a 19 advantage, 19 round differential. And Purdue are gonna make it math. Do the math. Ooh, 23? I think it's 23. 22. Dang it.
So close, but so far. Anyway, 4-1 win, or 4-1 round difference as Purdue Gold runs away with that last one. Even though you had the Blackbeard take spaces inside of Christmas, something that I am seeing from UIUC versus Purdue Gold is their ability to work a little bit more clinically. When you saw the Blackbeard jump into Christmas onto the player who was sitting by Pixel, the problem that you had was that you didn't really have a whole lot of follow-up, or the rest of your team was already kind of dead. And this is something that we even saw with our earlier match today, where one team, they were a little bit slow on their executes and not quite willing to follow through on some of their things, and that greatly benefits the defense. And to Purdue Gold's credit as well, they've been holding off on those defenses rather well, because Illini, while they might be down 4-1, they're still a team of fraggers that can shoot back, and they can potentially win rounds for themselves. This is a mag 44.
You have a shotgun. You have a slug shotgun. Just use that.
No, but it's a lot cooler if you pistol whip someone from prep.
With that ugly sight. Also, I think pistol whip is hitting someone with the pistol, like actually like meleeing them. I think that's what a pistol whip is.
Well, yeah, because it's like when you get shot by one against you, it's like psychic damage. It's like you've been hit by it anyway.
Psychic damage is great. It's mental damage only because it does nothing.
It's like
they're blocking. Ooh. And they're spotted. Blind goes out. Pistol secured. Could have went for the whip. Not going to do it. 1-for-1 though is Nate will pick off Rudy. Will take out Nate in response though. It's 4v3 advantage in favor of the University of Illinois. My goodness, words are hard today. And now Kaid's sitting with the shotgun, so he's accepted his sniper role for the rest of the round.
Production's also saying that Blackbeard is deploying fast because they have no sights and the faster ADS grip and the laser deploys quickly. However, Nano has been dispatched quickly. One player left on the ground. Naturally gets a headshot. Quick cap. Quick keep. With cap. Leaving only Gunner, but who actually gets a rather impressive shot onto Quick Cape. Leaving only 2 players on the defense and 1 on the attack, with a decent amount of utility still in his pocket and 1.5 minutes left to go. I mean, only half the round gone, and there is less than half of the players left alive in the lobby. Now, Gunner, with lack of intel, only 3 drones remaining overall on the map for Illini, has to try and dry peek a lot of these angles, and he's not exactly sure where everyone is. Ulrich as well, being an operator of great mobility, can be just about anywhere.
Can't use his mobility.
Decided to be on the site, and look at that. Case is actually on site. It's on B bomb site, so there's no chance for Gunner to rush it, do a little fancy smoke plan or anything like that. To throw a firebolt into coat check just to make sure that there's nobody else inside of there, but he's burning so much time because he just doesn't know anything. He has no intel whatsoever. The Power 308 comes back out again to hopefully scope out the last 2 remaining players, but as the time dwindles down, I'm not feeling particularly bullish about his chances. Wrath is sitting over here inside of Freezer. Natural, holding another angle from the back of Kitchen. This is such great discipline from the defenders as well to not give him any sort of angle. You have to pull off some incredible shots here to get this round win. A great flip towards the back. Natural sitting over by the main wall, but again, Purdue Gold, they have nerves of steel. And they steal their resolve in the 1v2. Do not give free 1v1s away. Illini fall again as Purdue take a 5-1 round advantage on the defense.
Oh my goodness, that was just surgical precision there. Like, it didn't even feel like UI had an advantage in that round, may I remind you. They had a slight advantage at one point, and Purdue just snuffed it out immediately. And then just said, yeah, it was come outside, bro. We won't jump you.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Get on the bomb site. We won't shoot you. We promise.
Yeah,
those were some crazy peaks, though. Like, how were those barely not visible to either side?
Yeah, it very much feels like, oh, that's just siege timing right there. There's no other way really to explain
That wasn't even timing. They were both the angle that Wrath and or no, Wrath had to check that, but the angle that they were sitting at was so perfect as to not reveal either player without going all the way. It's just very absurd. Very comedic, naked gun-esque, if you will.
It's a good way of putting it.
Bomb located by attackers. Attackers are moving.
Well,
to defuse
it's
the
top floor
bomb.
defense for UIUC, but they'll have to do a lot of work to make sure that they can keep themselves off of overtime.
I'm sorry, is
A
that a
perfect
Kaid roam?
half. Which one?
Is that a Kaid roam, or is that just perspective messing with me? That's a Kaid roam. Okay.
Oh yeah, that it is.
Interesting when you have other ops that I would say probably fill the roamer role a little bit better. Like you have a Ramai, who I think is also out on an adventure. Yup. Out on the stairs. Kind of play how you want. You're a... Gotta get comfortable here because you are gonna need a heck of a comeback to win this one, as some little poking fire comes out, but nothing crazy just yet. Still gathering intel for Pug. Great abbreviation to push their advantage.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has
Just
been
get
dropped.
dropping in. Okay.
I think they've also spotted out exactly where these electro claws are on the wall, so they'll be able to
Ooh.
throw out some utility to get them off the wall. However, a tuber comes out to deny the opening of the red hall, and that'll slow things down. However, instead of being slowed down, will be stopped in his tracks by the AK-12 in Natural's hands. That tuber will no longer be able to throw a canister, and this wall will be getting open a little bit sooner than UIUC probably wanted it to have happen, which makes them fall back to their second line of defense, the mirrors that have been set up to watch into the entirety of Christmas Piano.
Yep. Now UIUC are pretty much locked to just these little areas of right outside the bomb site. Since down a man, you don't really want to be on the roam, but Wrath is gonna take out Rudy and make him feel his wrath. Indeed, Yellow gonna make Gunner see red. It's 5v2. Purdue Gold are just toying with their opponents right now, and Blackbeard is being a Montaigne right now, even though Monty is probably banned. Nate makes it 5v1, and he's gonna whip out the gun, and it's not even gonna matter. Flawless round for Purdue on the attack. And it's match point now in a dominant fashion.
There was a round earlier on UIUC's attack on the kitchen where it was only half the round gone and there were only 3 players remaining. These rounds have gone by incredibly quickly. I don't feel like I've casted a full match of Siege at this point because it's already match point and Purdue Gold is just pushing the envelope here. It's not going to be a flawless victory for them, but a
Attackers need to locate
7-1
and defuse
on
bombs.
what appears to be a Lionized map pick. That is a statement to make. That is a absolutely flying record to be coming into this matchup with. And I'm worried what it means for Labs in the next match too.
You're telling me you saw the team that's 5-0 right now and 19 in the green on Cafe and said, I want that. They wanted the smoke, and they are getting it right now.
Well, I think, like, you know, Siege is always played in the server. I'll repeat this mantra basically until the day I die. And we even saw it in the matchup earlier between MSU Green and
SIUE.
SIUE, thank you. I was thinking like SAU for some reason, but there's no
Southern
A in there.
Illinois University of
like
Edwardsville. Edwardsville, baby.
All right. Well, yeah, we saw with that match though. MSU Green came in with what, a 2-5 record? Like they were not looking very hot off of their regular play-ins, and then suddenly they're here sweeping playoffs. So I do think that Illini, if they felt like they had a good chance in any sort of way on a map that they could be comfortable with, they're like, okay, yeah, the one that we've won before, we'll do that. We'll scrim that. We'll prepare for that. But Purdue is just taking them to class. They're getting completely schooled so far. A 6-1 advantage for Purdue? I mean, come on. Oh my goodness, and that's going to make their miseries worse. Rennie is the next one to fall. Natural opening things up. Takes a lot of damage, but it's still a man advantage all the same.
We only saw Shotgun and Deimos in the MSU SIU E series, which was an interesting angle, but we have an actual gun for Natural here. Even though you can't use it while hunting somebody, it's honestly just a really good gun to play without the gadget. Shotgun's a varying degree of value on attack. So be cautious, even with the man advantage. Yellow poking in price. Is that the marksman rifle? Rat's gonna fall to Vandal. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't like the 417.
Well, the
Pea
FG
shooter.
recoil has been
Destroyed, yes. Good.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can fire off multiple shots at the DMR. That feels a little bit more comparably better.
Wrath
Nice
giving
shot
the
coming
nice
up from
shot.
Wrath as well.
Respect. What is this? No way. There's no way Nate gets away with this.
Anno.
No. Oh, Nate just stealth. He's playing 0 and he's living up to the Splinter Cell name. 4v3. He's got 2 on him right now, and he is in a tough position with basically 1 bullet to death scenario.
Two
They
players
could wrap.
actually very close.
Yeah, they could wrap him right now if they play this properly.
Also, production is a lot more observant than we are. Nafe is Ethan backwards.
Nope, I'm calling him Nate. Should have spelled your name right. Anyways, he dies.
Yeah, he dies for not spelling his name right, so that's his fault.
But it is a trade, so it's still an advantage for Purdue. Gold. No, I know.
The scary thing about Yellow and Natural being on so low HP is that Gunner has
15
the
seconds
Vector
left.
in hand. That thing can ring out so many bullets per second. Doesn't even need a
10
bullet
seconds
actually to
left.
kill Yellow. A C4 sends him sky high. Natural, the one to plant. Then it's quick
They know
pull
he's
in a nice 2-tap to get both the remaining defending players, and a good match from Wrath as things wrap up unexpectedly in a strange 7-1 victory for Purdue Gold.
Can you call it strange when this team is coming in again 35-16 on this map? You can't really call it a I mean, yes, obviously Illini playing in the higher division, you assume they'd put up more fight, but this is Purdue's map objectively. 6-0 on it now, and that's a good thing. It's a good time to go undefeated on a map and keep that streak going, because now they're 1 map away from D1 finals.
That's, I mean, when you put it that way, they look very ready to punch their ticket to get to those finals as well. A 7-1 victory on Cafe, and that last round as well, it looked somewhat feasible, especially after Gunner's C4 landed, that if you get the player that's planting, who's on no HP, you can then transition that into potentially getting a round win for the defense, and maybe we have a couple more rounds to talk about, but it doesn't end up that way. Purdue Gold wrap things up in a neat little bow, send it on its way, and say Merry Christmas. We're going to be going to the finals as our gift to ourselves. But before we get into the next match, we're going to take a slight break. We'll be right back.
Can't do anything, but I can blame it on. Nice.
One Raptors on me.
After that. Like that.
Dash door, please. Condor, on condor.
What's going up, man?
In bathroom. Bandit.
Nice.
Bandit in bathroom. Bandit up.
Logi dead.
You set up
Nice.
flank.
Nice.
Logi
Connector. Nice.
Here, one's here, buff below.
That's-
There,
They open.
he's holding you, Logan.
Said.
Dying to fight her.
Down another one, Logan.
Above us.
He's still high west.
My ace. My fucking ace.
Nice, Logan.
Knows that there's one close by, but how close does she know? And does finally catch him out. This is a now she's do all the way downstairs with a health disadvantage, and with those thrown holes, Reserve gonna be in with one to save the day.
We're probably wall and one came across stairs. Right now, crouch. Crouch right, swing crouch right. Don't swing.
Whoa! Yeah, baby!
Tear
Tap, tap, yeah, I want that. No lines, I don't cut back. Sweet, salty, and all that. Let loose, come get that. Can you play that back, back, back? Can you run that back, back, back? I'm trying to play that back, back, back. I want that. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Right here, can you feel it? Let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Right here, can you feel that? Ooh, you feel that? Ooh, the real back. Ooh, I'm still that. Ooh, you catch that? Ooh, I guess that. The best back. Yeah, yeah. 30,000 up, I'm a pilot. Might jump out if I'm wildin'. Catch my flow, I'm so stylish. Tap, tap, real smooth. Can you play that back, back, back? Can you run that back, back, back? I'm trying to play that back, back, back. I want that. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Right here, can you feel? Let's go. I'ma give it all I got, can't quit, can't stop. I'ma be shut it down like this. You ain't coming to my house, you ain't about what I'm about. Taking nothing down. Defense wins games, whatever it takes. I bring it. Defense wins games, whatever it takes. I bring it. I'ma give it all I got, can't quit, can't stop. I'ma be shut it down like this. Defense wins games, whatever it takes. I bring it out. Let's go.
Pick from IUPUI, the flash comes out, trying to push out connector. I'm sorry. And now it's looking like a 1v right there, waiting for the drop. Hey, go down. We'll see one. Push when they got him pushed back.
Gets another one, gets another one!
They're gonna.
Beats.
We return map 2. It was that was a Purdue sided map 1, if I do say so myself. And we have the numbers to prove it, as we have our match recap for Cafe Dostoyevsky. No one ever says the full name, and I feel like it deserves some flowers.
Yeah, Cafe Dostoyevsky was a cruise for Purdue Gold. They were hitting their stride with only one round worth of stumbling, and even then, in the round that they stepped behind, it didn't look like they stayed behind or let that trip them up whatsoever. And they made a very dominant performance out of it. Of course, Quick Kate being at the highlight of that for Purdue Gold, as he went 12-3, a 4.0 KD on the map. Whereas Rudy on Illini, not quite as lucky, struggled to find a single kill in any of the rounds and died every single time. So a huge dichotomy between the two players, the two teams going on there. Not always the player that you want to try, and not the player that you always want to try and highlight. I don't think Rudy was the one to really look at for Illini Esports, but it does kind of show the difference between the highest highs and lowest lows. I was the only player for Illini that went slightly positive with 8 and 7. So that really just paints a picture of how dominant this was for Purdue Gold from front to back, really.
And even then, like, as many of our viewers and anyone with a brain can math out, the one round they survived is the one round they won. Yeah, when you only have one round win and one guy survives it, that is a tough break, to say the least. So the Illini are gonna have to just completely reorganize themselves, get themselves back in shape, and stick it to Purdue on Purdue's map choice. I mean, technically, they kind of gave Purdue 2 map choices here, depending on how you view it. But the player to watch is of the Illini. Nearing 60 siege player rating on Nighthaven, over 2 KD, almost a kill and a quarter per round, and surviving a little under half of the time with a 44%. That is giving me the hope to believe this is the fight. Like, Illini are going to put up the fight here and take Purdue to at least a close map 2.
I mean, a 44% survival rate, that's 30% better than had on the first round, because he survived that one round that Illini won, which puts it, 1 out of 8, which is 12% roughly. So that is a better survival rate than what was shown on Cafe previously. However, I am concerned about Nighthaven Labs being Purdue Gold's map pick. The last map was Illini's map pick. If this is what Purdue Gold wants to play, and it's a map that is as complex, that has as many checklist items and intricacies as Nighthaven Labs does, I am worried if Illini gets themselves onto the back foot, they might be on the back foot for the rest of the series, and we'll see a very quick 2-0 from Purdue Gold as they punch their ticket to the finals. Looks like we started the game. We're just waiting to swap over now to check you with your operator bands in 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay, my timing's bad. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. I'm a magic person.
I was gonna say we probably shouldn't put pressure on Prod to nail it, but Prod absolutely nailed it. So thank God Prod bailed us out there.
Yeah,
because we would have looked so bad. We would have looked very mean if we were rushing the production team to do.
Hurry it up, Chip. No, we love Chip in this household. Actually, he's been a wonderful force for Midwest. No, Maverick makes sense for Labs though, because you think of the Animus wall inside a basement, you think of IT wall,
the legendary
on the
wall,
second floor,
the SIU.
Those walls are very susceptible to Maverick. It's kind of like Clubhouse in some ways, in my mind, where if you get a specific wall open with a Maverick, it's very hard for the defenders to counter in general, unless you're like running out in some weird direction. And unlike Garage in Clubhouse, you don't have the same kind of run out capability that you do on Clubhouse, on Nighthaven Labs, because the basement opening Animus wall and Exosuit wall, you can't like run out and deny that wall from being opened. You can only deny it with utility. More utility taken away from both sides. By the way, Ying is no longer among the playable operators. I was going to go for that, but I decided to avoid it, and now we've brought it back, and this entire stream is sus. Azami is the first defender to go to the wayside. Valkyrie to join her as well.
We just disable Azami? we just disable Azami so we have different bans? I would really like at all tiers. Just like my goodness, Azami just
just quarantine Azami and
just quarantine her at this point because like she never gets through anyways.
you get more diverse bans that way. I mean, I'm all for it. I just don't know what the rest of the pro league or
It's
even
like
the
Lion all
US
over
league
again.
would have
When
to
Lion
say.
got quarantined, it would only make the game better.
You remember when Lion had to get quarantined?
Yeah.
And then for about a year or two after in Pro League, they were like, okay, every time we release a new operator, you can't play them for 3 months or something like that.
Why didn't they start with that?
Well, it's because of Lion. Because they didn't test Lion. And then
No, I know,
Lion
I
got
was
picked in Pro League.
Yeah, no, duh. Lion had actual wall hacks.
Yeah.
Active
And,
wall
and
hacks.
then they were like, oh, actually, it's a bad idea if we have an operator that Ubisoft doesn't test going live.
And then Azami happened anyway, so who really cares?
Yeah. And
Like,
then, well,
half
the
the
funny thing about that was that the operators that were most impacted by that as well, I think it was like Amaru Goyo.
Why?
Because Amaru was in the lead-up seasons afterwards. And so you couldn't play Amaru.
Well, I
and-
know
and
that, but I
now,
was
like, Amaru has nothing to go for it. Anyway,
She wouldn't have been good if she was available on
derailing.
launch anyways. Like, come on, let's be real. It's Amaru. Finka LMG. I like it, but that's just because I'm a filthy LMG player who doesn't know how to aim like most LMG players.
I love bullet hoses. That's
Yeah.
my
You stand in a hallway, fire at one door for 20 seconds, and the opponent can't move.
The funny thing is that they're like, okay, now they're gonna stop firing and I can peek, and it's like, nah.
That's
The
the
left
best
mouse
part.
button train doesn't stop here.
When you break off the fire so it sounds like you're reloading, that's the best part. Anyways.
Amira being brought again along with the castle, so a lot of this wall denial,
that's
and
why.
surprisingly, the
Wrath
double
is gonna kill
reinforcement and
someone.
Wrath gets the first kill. They have 3 shields on this. They have 4 shields on this attack.
Why are there so many shields? What is this game plan? Why is there
working.
What is going on?
Their
Every
game plan
shield's
is
acting.
working.
I was gonna get one back onto yellow at least. The shields are falling. Uh-oh. So we found the problem. They don't have any actual rifles. They have like 4 pistols. Just hoping it works. Quick game. The only one with a rifle gonna take down Rudy. That is a grenade. Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter. I was like, oh, he's just running carelessly. No, it doesn't matter. He has the shield. Full body, basically. Can't click the head.
Terrifying.
Man, this is a great mechanic, UB. Quick cape,
They
just,
can-
yep. Continuing to be a menace.
Like, yeah,
What is
they-
this operator? Get shoved. Not the melee coming through. They're just... This is absolutely disgusting. No way.
No, why would you? Why are we throwing? It's the semis. Why are we throwing?
Oh my god. Top 5. Everyone submit that to top 5. Oh my god. Oh.
I'm gonna break my vocal cords.
Oh my god, that was perfect. The greatest play in Siege history, I don't care. The clutchest player of all time. Oh my god.
Hey, that's good for Oz's survival rate going into his statistics.
I
Gets a
wasn't ready.
3-piece, has a great
Attackers need to
addition to his
locate and
cost.
defuse as many
The
bombs
funny
as
thing
they
about
can.
that, right? They made a change to shields where now whenever you melee somebody with a shield, it doesn't do damage, it just knocks them flat.
They didn't chain
And-
it properly.
They didn't chain it properly, and so he's like, "Oh, I got bounced up and then get the shotgun all 3 of you yahoos." Like, that was
Oh my god.
the semifinals of Division 1 and 2 of Midwest R6.
I mean, you saw the Lamaus flying in from both teams there. Just the comedy that was. Oh my god, I don't think I'm ever gonna recover from that. This is as good as the Monty Quadra. He's as good as the Ion's ace in the 4v5.
God, I hope someone clips that.
Attackers are
We
moving
have it
out to
clipped. It's in the
locate a bomb and
pre-roll
defuse
actually
it.
for what do you call it for the matches now.
Oh no, I'm not saying the ace. I hope
Oh,
that
that play that's gonna
that
be in the top 5 next
goofy-
week.
we need to put that into add circus music to that. That was a clown fiesta. Everyone was just,
Incredible play.
I'm gonna send you all clown makeup kits for Christmas because of that round. Like what the
That was
anyway, that was great. That was that's on the memery we need to have.
iconic. Every season needs its iconic play. Okay.
It does.
Purdue is giving us that.
Triple kill to get around for Illini. How did he do it?
Pure
the
skill.
answer may shock you.
Pure skill, pure raw talent. What are you talking about?
You know what? You're right. It was pure raw talent.
Oh, spiders. They're flying out. And now you just can't really rotate onto that. If you're not already holding that position, you will not be getting into position here.
Oh.
My goodness.
Some
Didn't hit
great
any of those.
free fire
But
from Natural.
what a free fire there. Uh-oh. Oh, C4 actually doesn't pick up the kill, doesn't pick up any damage. The barricade was still there. Yellow already picking up one. The goo mine in Quick Cape's foot. Natural going to get taken out by Rennie C4. This is a just chaos. Is gonna fall. Yellow's at 0 health. Wrath is gonna finish him off now with the pistol. And just continuing to slowly collapse. This Blackbeard, why are we letting this thing through? This thing is a menace.
Attackers recovered the
You
diffuser.
might have vertical grip, but even with vertical grip, that ADS time with no sights and laser sight is coming out pretty lightning fast. Wrath removes the cranium, sends some lead Rennie's way. Leaving only two one-armor operators. It's Mira and Kaya. It's Rudy and Gunner. Gunner won't be adding to his kill count either. Rudy could potentially find his first kill to make any difference here. Does not quick hit. That's not one to. That's not a kill.
Nope. Nate gets it done. Double kill to clean it up. And Purdue are, they had their fun. Now they're gonna just have their fun winning instead of having fun being silly.
The unfortunate thing about that round as well is that Rudy had a chance to get their first kill within these 10 rounds of Siege that have been played.
Sorry, Rudy.
Didn't get it. Only knocked the player down. It was Quick Cape. Had a chance to get the rest, but was overwhelmed quickly by the man disadvantage. Now we tie ourselves at a 1-1.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Pug can donate an entire round win to but they can't give Rudy 1 kill. This seems like
we need to give
favorites.
Rudy 6 V-Bucks for every kill.
6 V-Bucks. Well, it's for every round. It was every round win. SIUE, we're gonna pay 6 V-Bucks.
Well, this is a slightly different.
It's a different situation. He hasn't asked for it yet, so he doesn't get the V-Buck offer.
It's a slightly different contract, but similar terms.
He hasn't asked for it yet, so he's not paying 6 V-Bucks per kill yet.
10 seconds left.
We will see if he gets desperate enough to reach that level, though.
5 seconds left before insertion.
He is walking around with the Mag 44 out.
Just whip out. I mean, that's better in close quarters than the actual shotgun, anyways. Let's be real. Let's not fool ourselves.
True.
It's the worst shotgun in the game. Best sniper rifle.
Hitting body shots with it is very satisfying, though. You're like, oh, okay, cool. That's 60 HP off that person. But I guess you're right. It doesn't quite have the same kind of
It has no
close
spread.
range oomph.
So if you really don't miss, and you're gonna ADS a shot, or not ADS a shotgun in close range. Let's be real. What the? Holy cow! Forget that sentence. Nate has just sent the track stinger to the freaking moon. Actual NFL quarterback arm.
Sending the track stingers into orbit. Ethan, the one with the quarterback arm. Oh yeah, no, sorry.
Nate. We refuse. We're biased. Way better.
Biased bastards refusing to have the right names.
Better if we stick it.
Gotta stick to the bit. A lot of vertical destruction coming out too from the likes of the Ram and Buck combination. And you're bringing the gridlock here to lock down your stairwells, which is something that the operator does really well, because not only does he take the defender's time to get up those stairwells, but having to block them off makes it so much more difficult, because then you're trying to shoot the things off the stairwell, and then you have an awkward angle to contend on the top of the stairwell. It's probably her best application overall. And that's why you see it being brought out in this composition specifically. And bringing Blackbeard, because that's been extremely effective. And then Ace for opening up a lot of these walls and getting more intel and, well, just more vulnerabilities to open into the site.
You know what makes it tough? I was gonna say, you know what makes a tough angle? Literally being unable to shoot the opponent. Gunner ignores the shield. It wasn't on. Actually, it was on Quick Cape. He's gonna ignore the shield anyways, actually. Just take out Quick Cape. It's 5-on-3. Thanks to Gunner just pulling out the clutch gene right now, apparently. And UIUC have a fighting chance. Oh, Wrath gonna make it 4v3. The top fragger is dead. Still pull it. Oof. Violent swing from Yellow. They're catching Rennie on a rotation. And it's 3v3. We're back to dead even. 35 seconds. No, Pug are on site. It's very dangerous, actually, for Illinois. They're going
Rudy
to get
has a
yellow down.
kill.
Does Rudy have a kill? He does. Good job, Rudy. Congratulations. Every player in the game now has a kill.
Attackers are
However, the
activating
diffuser goes down. Lunchbox is set, and Purdue are going to eat in 40 seconds if they are not stopped. But Nanovirus with the SMG is going to take the head off of Wrath, and it is a gridlock. Stuck in a corner with like 15 health, and is, yeah, just going to get point blank.
Attackers need to
You-
protect the diffuser. Position
I'm disappointed. Come on, man. You got to hit those. They're going to defuse. It's going to be a 2-1 lead for Illinois. I'm still disappointed, however, in the C4 attempt, but it's a good round from the Illini as they pretty much execute exactly as they want off of a pair of picks from Nate. No, not Nate. I'm dumb. Anyways, Gunner.
Yeah, UIUC, after they steady themselves on that defense, Purdue Gold maybe overextending a little bit into what was a pretty
Attackers need to
standard
locate
take
and
for
defuse
basement ends up being their downfall. The defense is more than willing to take the angles that they have prepared for themselves, and Purdue Gold possibly thinking they can get away with things. And look at that. If Illini doesn't win a single round after that, they have doubled their round count they had in Cafe, and already looking a lot better on this map. Maybe they were unsettled by Cafe. Maybe there was just something about Cafe in general that makes it so that good teams go there to die. We never really
Good
are.
teams go there to die on Nighthaven.
No, not on Nighthaven, on Cafe. Like, Cafe feels like such a toss-up map. I never feel like the team that picks it wins. But maybe that's my own recency bias coming into play. Who really knows?
No, Purdue seems to have picked this map very often and has won very frequently.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know how many times they've had it picked against them versus they picked it themselves, but I would say a 6-0 record is bound to have sometimes you pick, I don't know, your best map by a mile.
Randy's up inside a warehouse as well.
He's just making sure there is no drone shooting every single space you could fit it.
Run into those little bushes quite easily, though.
Did they play with score off?
Yes.
Okay, because I was like,
It's Pro League setting.
you would have known by that.
Nah, you only know by sound. And
If you
visual.
stop shooting, he would hear the drone dying. Maybe if you put a suppressor on, big brain. What is this angle that Wrath is going to get swung on, or do the swinging on?
Wrath has somehow cooked himself into
Yep, he's cooked himself. Nanovirus is gonna vert him off the face of the earth.
that. That is a very interesting soul read.
Fuses
there,
out.
too.
He's not gonna find anyone. He doesn't know that.
Like, they knew that the connector, I think, had gotten open or breached into, and so Wrath sits in his corner in electrical and then gets fried from beneath by Nano. It's a very interesting read overall, because I don't know what kind of intel was there, but once that intel had been gathered, that's a very confident. And jump into warehouse too. I mean, even though
Go,
Pug
Rudy, it's
has
your time to
lost
shine.
a player, you have Quick Cape making aggressions into the warehouse entry, but he's all alone as Natural leaves him on that warehouse entry with the fuse shield. Still the 4v5. Pug trying to find something, but UIUC not really giving it to them. Gunner, the only player that's really suffered a lot of damage from this round.
Quick Cape has a, or I guess on the side of Illinois, yes.
Yeah, for Illinois.
The shots connect for Rudy, and that's going to be the end of the Thatcher. And the Warden goes for the swing. He's going to be screaming when he's taken down by Natural. It's 4v3 now for Illinois, and they're going to get the kill back. Don't even know who that was. Apparently switching the cameras makes the kill feed unreadable. Rudy going to get the double kill here, as it's just Quick Cape and a pistol and a shield and maybe some fuses left. Hoping for quite literally anything to start pulling this one back for Purdue. They threw one round, and it seems that it's gotten them out of sorts.
Gunner and Nano, both on very low HP though. They have to be careful, especially when playing against. I think this is actually the GSH. Is it? No, I think it's PMM because it's the mag count.
That's 9. And, yeah, they waited. And Rudy triple kill. Wow.
Wow.
From 0 to 4. Immediate 2 rounds is all it took for Rudy to go from 0 kills to 4 kills, and the Illini have now tripled their win count from Cafe.
Well, this is definitely not the way the script was originally written. I was lied to by production, but that's okay. You know what?
What?
I can.
What did
I don't
Chippy
have
do
to-
to you?
Chippy didn't do anything. It's fine. It's okay. It's whatever.
Attackers need to locate
He's
and
getting
defuse
called out
as
for
many
nothing.
bombs as they can.
Hey, you wrote the script wrong, and I got all confused. All right, like I'm just sitting here trying to figure out some Rainbow Six Siege things, and suddenly Illini, despite what the first map might have led you to believe, are now up 3-1. Even though it is on the defensive side, it has looked like a much more
Is that a
common
nook? Hold
theory
on. No, screw
defensively.
all of the narrative. This is a nook coming out until further notice.
I mean, Nook is good, though. Nook is good for clearing out your roamers. It's kind of like a shieldless blitz, so when I put it like that way, it doesn't actually sound all that great. But they're actually really good at clearing out your roamers, because you can just sneak up on them. You gain intel on them, suddenly, boom, there's attack Caveta on your face. Like, there's just...
Well, no,
there-
shieldless blitz doesn't sound that bad because that implies they have a primary, which is correct. They're not good primaries, but you have them.
It's true.
Famously terrible. Let me get it out there. I love the FMG9. Like, I use it an unbelievably too many amount of times when I play Smoke, even though I run the Mossberg primarily. I put a suppressor on almost every gun because it sounds nicer. And the FMG9, which we see Nate taking here, is one of the best feeling with it on, at least.
It's true.
However, it also does like 17 damage per bullet with the suppressor. Or actually, no, it should do with base damage now, but it's also not that high damage, so you can see why it's bad.
It's often why you don't see Smoke players running it. It's
Also
a bit
because
of a pea shooter, really.
Also because on defense, you also have the SMG-11, so you don't really
A
need it.
bomb has been located.
That's true, yeah.
It's better to cover your close range deficiencies with the SMG-11 rather than to cover a second long range option when these players are good enough to not have recoil exist.
That is
We're
true.
already halfway through the round and we're gonna have our first kill. UIUC continue to just roll over on the defense here as Wrath is going to fall after Nate falls, and the Nook does actual nothing as I expected. Sorry, it's just the operator's not that good.
Sometimes it's good, but in that scenario specifically, when you're trying to hunt down Roman, or Romer's the one that actually kills you, that's a lot of time that you have to now spend on killing the Romer again. Quick Cape does make good on that promise, not before taking a lot of damage themselves, and Gunner is on relatively low HP, so things could swing in their favor, as Yellow actually makes good on that claim. He's actually inside his sight.
No way, right?
Cases in hand, however, the vertical is the problem here. But that being said, Yellow gets another one under Rennie, and the plant can actually go down. I don't think that UIUC is exactly aware.
Like, they're double roaming. What the heck is going on?
They're both upstairs trying to hold off IT because they saw that had died and they're worried about the round player. And they think that, oh, because they have a round, they're going to continue playing vertical, but they don't. They go directly for the site, knowing that the players on site are gone, having the intel necessary to get the plant down. And Purdue Gold, off of mispositioning, wins the round and off of great intel.
Oh, yeah, that's my final thoughts on it. Huh? Also adequate, because that feels like a bit of a misallocation.
Yes.
Like, a lot of their players were on first, like, an unbelievably, like, awkward amount of players were playing first floor. I think it was only Gunner who was sitting on, even close to site there, and...
Defenders, protect your bombs.
It is odd that they just kind of overcompensated. I have used that word like 4 times this stream, too many times. But they really just overplayed. They saw off fall, and I think they made way too hard of an adjustment for no particular reason onto what do you call it? To cover IT, when they should have probably turtled at that point. You're in a 4v5. It's not really worth trying to continue to play that aggressive hold, especially when you have 1 or 2 roamers.
Reloading.
I don't consider Raid a big roamer. I play him on site, but that's not that. But Bandit is 100% roamer.
Attackers' objective
Oh,
is to
yeah.
locate a bomb and defuse
I see it entirely. I think the thought process there was what I had pointed out initially, was that they see their player go down. and they see that it's been killed by a ram. And so they think, okay, they have a ram, we need to defend vertical. And so they keep both players upstairs, thinking that they can defend both default plant and prevent the ram from being affected. But when the intel comes out for Purdue that UIUC is playing upstairs and they actually don't have the vertical necessary to deny a plant, it doesn't have to be in the default location, Pug gets away with it because of Illini's over adjustment. That's the word that I'm looking for. You said overcompensate, I'm saying over adjusting. They adjusted the intel that they had, but it was intel that was bad at the end of the day. Rat taking a lot of damage through the floor in IT as he's being contended from storage, I believe. No, sorry, that's upstairs on the getting contended through the floor. One also looking in through the command center floor. A lot of vertical play. This is what Night Haven Labs is. A lot of vertical. There's a lot of wooden floors to work with unless you're on specifically the basement site. But even then, if you're on the basement site to clear out these roamers, you do need to get your top floor control done first so that you can get the players out of storage, you can get the players out of cafeteria, etc. And that is exactly what Pug is doing. However, it won't result in what they want to have happen, as Rennie will kill Yellow. The ace player as well, very crucial operator in attacking the site for getting the walls open. Hopefully been able to use some utility before he died. Same to be said about Natural. That is one of your biggest vert operators, also taken off the board next to the Ram. 1 in 5, not a great game for him so far. It's a 5v3. However, Ethan is allowed to walk down bending stairs pretty much for free and collect one, so things aren't all done yet. There's only a minute left and only 2 players left standing on the attack.
Down. Okay, goes prone, gets taken up by has the goo needle stuck in the foot. You can't run, Ethan, while you're pricked in the foot there. It's Gridlock versus the world once again, actually. This is a recurring theme, it seems. And we've seen 1v3 pullbacks. We have not seen a 1v4 comeback here.
Have recovered their diffuser.
Oh, we saw Ions a couple of weeks ago on
that was a while ago. I'm talking about today. We're 1 for 3 on 1v3s, and Gunner's gonna make it 0 for 1 on 1v4s in this situation. Just hiding in a corner, waiting. Easy peasy. Vector has a lot of rounds that it can fire very quickly, and it's gonna be a 4-2 split. So very nice default, pretty much a default decision here for the Illini entering the second half.
You know what's really funny is that this could have been a 3-3 split if Pug didn't throw the
first round. Yeah, they probably would not have. They might have had the momentum on their side, but UIUC are playing this very well, so maybe it would have just been a 3-3.
That's true.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many.
Again, intangibles, impossible to
reloading.
Well, I reject the reality. I'm gonna replace my own. It could have been a 3-3.
Oh yeah, that one is objectively true. It could have at least been 3-3. Or maybe it was meant to be 4-2. All along, they would have just lost another round somewhere else, and we would have never known.
Purdue got the right version of the script?
Apparently. Well, no, they just knew it was going to be 4-2 regardless, I guess. So they were like, might as well ball out one round and just do the thing.
10 seconds remaining.
Midwest bets were rigged. You heard it here first, folks.
Well, if teams play like that, yes, we will get in trouble. I don't think it is. It's also not real money, so
it's not. It's
really
points.
cares.
I'm just waffling at this point. I'm having a great time.
This is very silly.
This has been a very silly match overall, I'd say, Kimchi.
Second, I mean, yeah, the all shields round. This has been a very silly second map, to say the least.
I see Blackbeard being brought again, but this looks like something that might try to take a lot of control into Warehouse. I mean, you see the Capitao, the Grim, the Blackbeard. Blackbeard is basically Monty with a gun.
What the heck just happened? They knew the play was going to come through, and they immediately go and punish the Thatcher.
He just dies in an electrical door?
Yes. So
okay.
They knew what was going to happen. Or assumed that they were going to try and go for this wall here. So they just decided, let's counteract this entire place, circumvent this, and catch them while they're setting up. Because teams have to coordinate, so they usually take a second to pause and figure out the play, or figure out the timing on it. So why not take that time to punish and kill, I guess unintentionally in this case, get the perfect target.
Yeah, it feels pretty bad for UIUC. Oh,
That is the problem, or not the problem, but that is the counter to standard plays and formal like defaulted plays. Nanovirus gonna take out Wrath there, even out the numbers again. They don't have the util denial of the Thatcher, but they still have some good zone denial. And I believe they still have 2 hard breaches left from this Thermite.
We do have some stuff to work with here. Less players for Pug to work with, as Yellow is the victim yet again. I feel like at the turn of the round, Yellow just kind of shows up for, hey, it's time for my annual death. It's 4-3 in favor of the attack. And you have the Blackbeard still up, which is going to be a huge factor in being able to apply pressure to these defenders, much like a Monty can. And that can be pretty intimidating. However, as I say that, there's a side angle that Quick Cape has found himself in that removes this player from contention. Nano still keeps the advantage as well for UIUC, but a quick swing from Quick Cape makes it 2, and it's 3 from Quick Cape. So well aware, flips around on 3 different players. 3 names ring out in the scoreboard, and they're all falling to the MP5 of the Malusi.
Are you kidding? That was, I think, it's probably not exactly 1 health, but Quick Cape was 1 bullet from down. Oh my goodness, just a barely misplaced shot right there would have completely flipped the script, because that was, I mean, shoulder versus headshot there is the difference between a 4v1 for the Illini and, I mean, it was the difference between the 1v1 that ended up happening for Quick Cape there. Jeez, that is a series of unfortunate events that Butterfly affected from 1 shot missed.
Shot heard round the server.
Well, yeah, I mean
that is...
most of your team's dead. They definitely had to hear it. Definitely.
All throwing up your hands like, all right, doesn't tell the round goes.
So I guess the rule of thumb is you're not allowed to do 1v3s and 4s unless you're Purdue or the Illini. I guess that's the rule.
Yeah, that's correct. You're not allowed to play for man disadvantages whatsoever.
Yeah, well, significant man disadvantages.
Right.
Unless you are these 2 teams. Sorry, MSU and SIUE, we don't write the rules. Or the script. It wasn't us.
Chippy writes them. We've established this.
Chippy, oh, we're gonna keep throwing him under the bus. I'm sorry. Getting thrown under the bus for incredible plays happening, which I guess may not be the thing you want to have happen. I don't know.
For those of you who are just joining the stream and not catching on to this stupid recurring bit that I have, Chippy's our production manager. Very lovely individual. Anyway, 4-3. Could be a very different story if some rounds aren't thrown by either side. Pug throws one with the field round. UIUC throws the last round by...
That wasn't a throw. That was that was an insane clutch.
When you have the Blackbeard pushing into warehouse, not aware of the player on the wall. Okay, well...
Nano got capped on balcony. And Wrath? No way! He pulls that... Oh, almost pulls out the triple there, but Rudy doesn't even get tagged, and it's 4v3, 4v2. He takes out Gunner, and dire situation, to say the least, for UIUC from what was just 2 rounds ago. A very good position to be in is now a tight game. It is defense-sided, of course, so Pug expected to at least pull some rounds back, but they have been... This is a not convincing round, unlike the first round of defense for Purdue.
3 rounds to 4. 4 players still upright for Pug. And while you do have Rum and Ace, both operators with really good utility overall, the problem is that you're still going to be dealing with a ton of extra angles to wrap around. when you do have Rennie going for storage, as you normally do, to clear out a player there, the round goes out, but a lot of this utility timing, because of the players that UIUC have lost on this attack already, even though they are doing a lot of this checklist work, I am worried that a lot of it's coming out a little bit too little too late. 2 ace charges have to get burned in order to open this hatch, and you're just now getting 2 charges down with 30 seconds left to go. You have the vertical, sure. You don't have anybody to hold the vertical. You don't have the vertical available to you, and you're staring down a mirror window as you walk down the back stairs here.
Ooh,
R4C rings out, knocks down Quick Cape.
15 seconds. Attackers
But
drop
Cape,
the
but
diffuser.
Ethan and Natural are gonna
Attackers
finish this
located
one
a
off,
bomb.
and I didn't even get to say. I was gonna say, yeah, you have 2 of the best attacking, like theoretical, just pure, scrap potential. Yeah, but you also have 4 of the best like gunplay defenders available. I mean, P90, MP5, Vector, and T5. Those are 4 pretty good guns to bring to a gunfight.
I like Wrath bringing the Oryx in that round as well, because I think it just shows that Purdue
Attackers
is
need to
trying to
locate and
directly
defuse as
counter
many
the
bombs
shields
as
as
they can.
possible, or in the biggest way that they possibly could. It didn't really matter because Wrath just ended up swinging for 2 headshots anyway outside of Warehouse, but regardless of what it is, that's exactly the advantage that they need. The kind of aggression that they need to pull themselves back from where they were. I mean, it was a 4-2 half. They were down 3-1 at one point,
Bomb
and now they
located by
try to back
attackers.
up with 2 good rounds in a row. So this could be a very flip-floppy match, depending on the way that they're able to defend these next couple
10
of
seconds left before insertion.
bomb sites. I think this is the first time. Oh no, I missed a
5 seconds left
round
before
in my notes,
insertion.
I think. But I think this is the first time that we're seeing the
Attacker's objective is to
cafeteria
defuse a bomb.
bomb site, if I'm not mistaken, because it's not storage, so... Oh no, it is storage, never mind. It is storage, so we're not seeing cafeteria. Very interesting. I've seen a lot of teams go cafeteria more often, and so I'm not expecting storage, because you have the big vulnerability in the shape of IT, well, if you don't have a roam properly equipped to deal with it. Or utility.
Oh, they have a mute. They have a mute. Do they not have an EMP nade? No, I guess not. They have a Brava, but Brava's not going to get there in time yet.
They have 2 AMP nades, but they have... I don't know who they have.
Oh, there it is.
There's a couple of operators that...
And it's
use
gone.
them.
Yep, this wall's opened. No one's going to be there to see it for now. Seems like a good Blackbeard size hole. That vertical's not leading to IT.
Is it not?
I don't believe so.
Oh no, I've got my
That was,
sight.
yeah, I was like, IT's on second. Oh, that's Gunner going down to a C4 early. That is not the play you want to see. And the rush in from Nano is going to get denied. Yellow makes it 5v3. The bullets are going to ring out, and it's going to be Ethan falling. Quick Cape going to make it a 4v2. A 2-man advantage back in the hands of Purdue here, and they are continuing to just claw this game back. Wrath's going to take out Rudy. This one's not even going to matter. Swing. We don't care. Quick Cape's going to finish that one off, and a very dominating pair of rounds now for Purdue to grab the 5-4 lead.
3 rounds in a row for Purdue. Despite it all, despite the less than optimal start, of course, the game being defender-sided means that defense is expected to win more often, and if Purdue keep up this record, they
Attackers
could
need to locate and
win
defuse.
5 rounds, so they have to go all 6 for their defensive half, and win the game before UIUC has a chance to have one of the spots, and that would be a solid way to end out this 2-0, showing them a much more domineering force in the semifinals. I don't doubt Purdue's ability to do so. I think Illini had a good defensive half, but they haven't looked quite as strong on the attack. Purdue, on the other hand, didn't have as strong of an attacking half, but it is defender-sided map and defender-sided game. So Purdue having the stronger
10
size
seconds left
themselves
before
now
insertion.
really does seem to prove the capability
5 seconds
of
remaining.
this team up against their contemporaries.
Second
Players are moving
we've
out
made
to
it to
locate a bomb and
the
defuse
we've
it.
made it to the Twitter.
Have we?
The round 1 happened and was immediately posted because of course it was.
Who could have seen this coming?
No one at all.
They're gonna hear my like half-working vocal cords. That's going to be a clip
Being
that's going to be
frustrated.
passed
Like,
around.
what is this?
Yeah. Like overcoming, you know what? It doesn't
Greatest
matter
play.
actually. Nobody cares about the casters.
Eh.
I'm just here to be entertaining sometimes.
They get IT wall up, or is that the world's weirdest mirror placement? Can't even tell. It's so funky as they're just waiting. Mirror goes down. Gonna continue to wait. I think they just made it significantly harder actually to breach IT. Not gonna lie.
I think they didn't they?
Yeah, they wanted to keep that mirror up until they destroyed the entire wall. Because you can't, I mean, you can breach while crouch, but you still can't do anything.
Illini is definitely trying to
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers
not
have recovered
overstep their
diffuser.
boundaries here, because if Pug wins this next round, they'll be on match point, they'll be on series point, and Illini doesn't have a chance to bring it back on the final map of Consulate. So you have to really feel for the players here. They're trying so hard to not make the wrong steps, but with Purdue Gold being so aggressive and taking the positions that they need to. I mean, we even saw Wrath on the warehouse balcony, swinging the two players who were on the doorway. Sometimes you just have that aggressive play that goes in the way of the aggressive player. And that's what Purdue Gold has really brought to the table, has been this kind of clinical aggression. It's something that we see time and time again. That being said, Yellow again, dead on the floor. A victim.
Shots are ringing out. Ooh, Wrath's gonna fall.
Trade. Rudy with another kill too.
That's really good. This swing, not gonna go well. That is a decent chunk of health taken off a quick cape there. Ah is also really low right now. And they have exerted exactly 0 pressure on the map right now. They're down to 30 seconds. And it's time to start rushing, start getting violent, take these crazy trades, or take crazy gunfights, because they gotta find a play, but they're not making any moves right now. User in hand, they need to pretty much win this gunfight and outright. Gonna get taken out by Ethan. They're gonna at least get one back. Nano with a double. He's getting shocked. He needs to get onto site to plant right now. It's going to be Natural, making it a 1v2. Natural makes it a 1v1, and he's hiding. The triple saves the play, and it's match point. It is top 2 point for Purdue on a great late round clutcha.
That is a clutch on time. The caution from UIUC ends up befalling, well, it ends up being their downfall. They're a little bit too cautious. They leave things to the death. They leave a little bit too much up to chance. And when the plant finally does go down with a few seconds to spare, it's behind the soft wall looking into warehouse. The thermite gets spammed through the wall by the kite and dies with the case going down. So that's how that round resolves.
Locate and defuse as many bombs as
We're
they
going to
can.
the Edwardsville wall, as I'm not calling it. We're going to the Edwardsville wall, baby. Let's go. We've seen this exact. We have seen this exact or similar comp. I believe we've changed out a couple pieces. Sometimes you have a Ying, sometimes you don't. But the constants are the glass, the cap, the thatch, and the therm. The 5th piece rotates, but this is the quintessential rush. Break a wall, throw a bunch of utility down, sit, and hope your opponent's coming to face you.
5 seconds remaining.
They're gonna switch it out to a Sen's lens.
Attackers are heading out to defuse.
I don't know which.
Sens.
Alright. It is Sen's. I don't know why I think lens. Probably because there's a player called Lens.
Oh, yeah.
Might have something to do with it. There it goes. The play is out. It's beginning. They've gotten the wall. Let's see how fast they can execute on this, because waiting is the enemy of your plan here. They're gonna not defuse in the smoke, and they're gonna finally set it up. That's gonna be Nanovirus taken down by the spam of Wrath. They're just spamming into the smokes here, hoping to get something, but they get the diffuser down now. We're on a 40-second timer. It's gonna be a blitz. They'll rush to the end. Rudy taken real low. They're relying on their glass here. C4s are out. They're opening up the wall a bit more to get this. Oz gonna take out Wrath, and now jumping through his own barricade. He's swinging the wrong direction, and Oz gonna have a double kill here. 3v3 as Rennie is taken down. They need this glass to be picture perfect. He's spotted one. He's gonna hide behind the reinforced wall. The wraparound is perfect. It's 2 for Purdue, and it's only going to be Rudy. A chunk of health left, and he's gonna get it. It's a double for yellow, and it's gonna be the finals for Purdue Esports Gold.
Bomb diffuser disabled by defenders. Defender
What a
mission
way to
success.
win it. They tried to go for the direct approach and even wisely chose to not plant in that default spot on those armor cases, instead going for the smoke. But the retake from Purdue was too solid for UIUC to be able to handle. And they fall 7-4 on Purdue's map pick, this time of Night Haven Labs. A quick 2-0, 5 rounds, 1 in total between 2 maps by their opposition, as Purdue Gold wins 14 of those to punch their ticket to the finals. A very well deserved and a probably expected result, considering the history of the team and considering the round differentials that we were looking at leading into this match.
I am at this point just hoping Akron makes it, because 8-0 versus 8-0 for the championship would be nuts.
Yeah, absolute heavy hitters across the board for both teams. But before we can go ahead and talk about what the finals might look like or what the next matches are looking like for Midwest R6, we're going to bring you to an interview after a short break.
Oh, this is the interview screen. Hi. Oh, we're back.
Oh,
Hi.
we're still here. Hello. All right.
Can't do anything, but I can blame it on ice.
One Raptors on me. After that. Dead.
Dash door, please. Condor, on condor.
What's going up, main?
In bathroom. Bandit.
Nice.
Bandit in bathroom. Bandit up.
Logi dead.
You should have
Nice.
flanked.
Nice.
Logi
connector. Nice.
Here, one's here, buff below.
That-
There,
They open.
he's holding you, Logan.
Said.
Dying to fight her.
Down another one.
Above us,
Above us.
He's still highway.
My ace. My fucking ace.
Nice, Logan.
Here comes the sweep the ball. Knows that there's one close by, but how close does she know? And does finally catch him out. This is a do all the way downstairs with a health disadvantage. And with those thrown holes, Reserve gonna be with one to save the day.
We're probably wobbling and one came across stairs. Right now, crouch. Crouch forward, swinging crouch forward. Don't swing it.
Whoa! Yeah, baby!
Tap tap, yeah, I want that. No lines, I don't cut back. Sweet, salty, and all that. Let loose, come get that. Can you play that back, back, back? Can you run that back, back, back? I'm trying to play that back, back, back. I want that. Hey, tap tap, let's go, let's go. Tap tap, let's go, let's go. Tap tap, let's go, let's go. Right here, can you feel? Let's go. Tap tap, let's go, let's go. Tap tap, let's go, let's go. Tap tap, let's go, let's go. Right here, can you feel that? Ooh, you feel that? Ooh, the real back. Ooh, I'm still that. Ooh, you catch that? Ooh, I guess that. The best back. Yeah, yeah. 30,000 up, I'm a pilot. Might jump out if I'm wildin'. Catch my flow, I'm so stylish. Tap tap, real smooth. Can you play that back, back, back? Can you run that back, back, back? I'm trying to play that back, back, back. I want that. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Tap, tap, let's go, let's go. Right here, can you feel? Let's go. I'ma give it all I got, can't quit, can't stop. I'ma be shut it down like this. You ain't coming to my house, you ain't about what I'm about. I'm taking nothing down. Defense wins games, whatever it takes. I bring it. Defense wins games, whatever it takes. I bring it. I'ma give it all I got, can't quit, can't stop. I'ma be shut it down like this. Defense wins games, whatever it takes. I bring it out. Let's go.
Two pick from IUPUI. The flash comes out. Trying to push out connector. I'm sorry. And now it's looking like a 1v right there, waiting for the drop. Hey, go down. We'll see one. Push when they got him pushed back. Gets another one. Gets another one. Oh, they're gonna.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the end of the Midwest R6 broadcast for today for your semifinals. And today we are joined by Purdue Gold's Natural. Congrats on the win, Purdue Gold. Well, for Purdue Gold in general, Natural. After that little bit of a charity round at the start, how do you guys feel about punching your tickets to the grand finals? Do you feel like it's absolutely deserved, or are you just happy to be here at the end of the day?
Yeah, I mean, we're of course we're happy to be here. We're having fun. As seen by that first round, we're here to have a good time, and I feel like we came in pretty confident, and we're gonna continue that confidence going into finals. And yeah, I mean, we haven't lost a game so far, so it's been. And I feel like we got gypped kind of at the start of the season. I don't want to hate on Midwest at all, but we got gypped getting put in D2. That's all I'm saying. Um, and we made a show of it. So obviously we went undefeated through the regular season and then so far through playoffs. And yeah, I'm excited to play Akron again. We get our rematch game against them. So I'm excited overall. Glad to be here.
Heck yeah.
16-1 entering this in map score, 18-1. You are now 9-0. And on the other side, it's either the possibly soon to be 9-0 Akron, or you have a 1-5 Michigan Flint team making a miracle run to the finals, who you've beaten before. So like, what's the confidence entering the best of 3 final?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, I'm no Michigan Flint hater, but Akron's going to win that game, and we're going to be playing Akron again. So we played them earlier this week in our CR6 semifinal, and we unfortunately took an L. but we learned a lot from that game, and like I said, we're excited to get the rematch, especially here at this great, fantastic league of Midwest R6. It's a great place to duel it out. So yeah, I'm excited to play Akron again, and if it happens to be Michigan State or Michigan Flint, hey, I'll take that free final win any day of the week. So
Them be fighting words. If
Wow.
those are fighting words. If y'all lose to Michigan Flint, it's so you're cooked. By the way,
that might be
It'll be on Twitter forever.
they will
It'll
never
be,
let you
yeah.
live it down. You are so done.
So with that, confidence, something that we're throwing around a lot, because it's clear from the way that you guys played, and something that we also saw that we didn't see from the matchup that played before you guys on stream was that you brought Blackbeard a lot. Now this operator has been reworked recently, but how do you feel that he's been able to mesh with your team specific play style, and does he feel like a good fit and a good pick as an operator for you guys going forward?
Yeah, personally, I hate him. I think he's low-key useless. But Quick Cape, he's always played the blitz on our team, and he's like, bro, let me play Blackbeard. Let me play Blackbeard. I'm like, okay, whatever. You can enter as Blackbeard, sure. And yeah, he was shooting people, so I guess if it works for him, it works for me. But I personally think the off's useless. It's just another shield. It's annoying to play against. It's kind of annoying to play with. So that's my stance. I don't think my teammates, specifically Quick Cape, share that, but what can you do?
You have different opinions across
Yeah.
the roster. I totally understand. Yeah.
If it works, it works. Okay.
That's true. Didn't work round one, but
Well,
That's okay.
Well-
speaking of round one, what on earth? We were so confused. You saw the clip on Twitter. You mentioned it before we came into the interview, but we were like, oh, they're trolling a little bit, and then you just kind of don't shoot when he stands up and starts taking you all out. What on earth happened that round?
yeah, I mean, so we knew he was in that corner. Like, just run at this guy in the corner, just spam shield him because of the new change. You can just spam shield the guy. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, let's do this for 30 seconds, make a show, and then we'll end the round. And then apparently he got like melee priority on all three of us, and somehow clutched that round out. I
How on
mean,
earth?
on 1 HP too. So
It's the only 1v3 win of the day, by the way. The other two were narrow losses in 1v1s. That was a clean clutch
Yeah,
there
he
from I
got,
guess, depending on how you look at it.
padded the stats there for him. So I got him. Yeah, we gave him the charity round there, but it was fun. It was in the VC. We are having a blast. That's for sure. So got the vibes up, and although we didn't have the best attack after that, it might have been chalked after that first round, but it was fun. It was definitely worth it. Definitely worth it.
Yeah, all in the name of fun and games at the end of the day. Now, in that map selection as well that we saw from both of you guys, Eli and I took you to Cafe, which is a map that you have also had a really good record on. But so considering you guys know that you are pretty comfortable from what it seems stats wise, at least on Cafe, were you surprised to see that map come out in the map selection for today's matches?
Yeah, it was pretty shocking, to be honest. It's clear that they didn't do any review or prep at all. Like, we've picked Cafe almost every single match leading up to this, so it was honestly shocking that they picked Cafe, because we were gonna pick it if they didn't. So it just gave us a free pick. So got to play our labs, which was nice. We don't get to play it a lot, so I mean, yeah, I was frankly surprised and thankful, to be honest, giving us a free map win. But it was clear that they didn't really do any prep. I mean, which, to be fair, it's collegiate. I don't expect them to do tons of prep, but you can look at the previous matches and say, oh, these guys have picked Cafe every single game leading up to this. I wonder what map what map we should pick.
Right, yeah. At that point, it
well.
basically sounds like the Illini map pick was just your map pick in disguise. Like they had taken it there for you. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I totally understand. Well, that's all the questions I have. Do you have anything else for us tonight, Kimchi?
Before we do the shout outs, I'll let you do your shout outs. I was just gonna add on to that. Like, I genuinely thought they flipped the map picks in, like, you guys got sent the wrong links for the draft for map bans, because I was like, they do realize they have a positive, like, they are undefeated on this map, right? I mean, they're undefeated on almost every map, but like 5 games and 5 wins in no overtimes for Cafe is you're gonna take that team to that one, and well, now they're positive 24, 25 on the season, entering the final.
Shocking
So,
result.
yeah, crazy. Not to throw dirt on the Illini, obviously,
No, not at all.
as Natural said, it's collegiate. It's not the most serious. Obviously, the players play to win, but it's not like the most dedicated, hardcore, even the most hardcore collegiate league these guys play in. So, is what it is. But now that leads us to any shout-outs you want to give before we sign off for the night.
Follow Purdue _R6 on Twitter. We need followers. We need funding so we can buy Chipotle and pay for Midwest R6
gosh.
next semester.
Oh my god, I'm gonna bring up
Go
the pre-match
follow
quote
us.
because that was
Go
very
follow us. Yes. And
greatest
shout out
quote.
Chipotle for fueling me throughout our endeavors. I still pay for them, but if you follow Midwest R6 and follow Purdue R6, I'll get Chipotle for free. So
As-
that's a
shout
good
out.
deal.
Oh, it's Natural himself who said it too. Natural said
That's-
we paid for
That,
this.
that
over
was me. We
Chipotle."
did pay for this over Chipotle. I am making a sacrifice to be here. So
Yeah.
outside of that, shout out to all my lovely teammates. It's been a pleasure so far, and I'm excited to take our momentum and our teamwork and coordination into the finals.
So remember that, Midwest R6 fans. Purdue Gold have sacrificed their Chipotle fund to have 2 teams pretty much have a really good showing in D1 and 2 in Midwest R6. Think of the sacrifices they make for you and to win games for your entertainment. And on that note, that wraps up the day. The 2-0 earlier for MSU Green to punch their ticket to the D6 final, and Purdue Gold a funky 2-0 in the end somehow over the Illini to get to the D1 finals. Thank you to all 4 teams who were just mentioned for participating. Congrats to MSU Green and Purdue for making it to top 2. Thank you for Sojourner Kai for and Piercing, who did earlier, for putting up with my screaming for a little bit. Thank you to Chippy for us making relentless joke for putting up with our jokes at his, I guess not expense, but about him. And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week. We got 3 days of matches lined up for the 3rd and 4th place matches and the grand finals for each tier. We'll see you next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to close out the fall 2024 season for Midwest R6. See you then.